Hello study buddies, welcome to another LED topic that we are going to discuss today in General Education Science. Let's talk about the states of matter.
Anything that has mass and volume is made up of matter. It is also composed of extremely tiny particles called atoms and molecules that make up our physical world.
Let's now discuss the four common states of matter, starting with solid.
It usually has a definite or fixed shape or volume. Its molecules are tightly packed together, or there's not much space between them, which makes them hard to compress because they have a high density. You might be holding a phone right now, or sitting on a chair while watching this on your laptop. These are examples of solid.
Liquid.
Not as neatly arranged as the solid, the molecules in liquid are pretty close to each other. They are fluid, they can move around and slide past each other.
It has no definite shape, and whatever the shape of the container you pour the liquid in, it will fit the shape of the container.
It has definite volume. Even if you transfer a 5 ml liquid from smaller to larger container, it remains the same. Some examples of liquid are water, juice, milk, and soda.
Gas.
In gases, the atoms are very far apart from each other. Because of that space, gas can be compressed much more easily than solid or a liquid. As you can see, the particles collide randomly with one another. A gas will fill any container, but if the container is not sealed, the gas will escape. Gases are all around us, like for example, the atmosphere of the Earth, bubbles in soda, fumes from volcanoes, or helium in balloons.
Plasma.
It is the fourth state of matter, which has properties different from all the other states. It's very similar to the gas state, except that substances in plasma form can conduct electricity because it contains ions and electrons. The energy level of plasma is very high that the electrons are stripped away in the atomic nuclei. This energy can come from very high temperatures. Some of the most common natural forms of plasma include fluorescent light, aurora, lightning, sun, and many more. When one state of matter changes into another, this is called phase change. These changes of phase always occur with a change of heat. Heat, which is energy, either comes into or comes out of the material during the change. There are 8 changes of phase. Solid to liquid is the process of melting. During this phase, the heat goes into the solid as it melts, just like this ice. And more examples are melting of ice cream, melting butter in a hot pan, wax dripping down a candle, and rocks in volcanoes that can be heated until they are molten lava. The change from liquid to solid is the freezing phase. With freezing or solidification phase, heat is released when a liquid changes into a solid. And the most common examples are freezing of water to form ice in an ice cube tray. In the winter, lakes, ponds, and some parts of the ocean develop a layer of white ice crystals. Lava hardening into solid rock. Solidification of melted candle rocks. When the liquid turns into gas, it's vaporization phase. During vaporization phase, heat goes into the liquid as it vaporizes. Water is vaporized when it is boiled on the stove to cook some pasta or your favorite vegetables, and much of it forms into a thick steam. Some more common real-life examples of vaporization are drying of wet hair, drying of clothes under the sun, ironing of clothes, cooling down of hot drinks, evaporation of sweat from skin, and drying up of different water bodies. When gas becomes liquid, it's called the condensation phase. When water vapor loses thermal energy and becomes liquid water, condensation has occurred. Some examples are dew on the morning grass, water droplets in a glass of cold drinks, and fogged glasses. Solid to gas is sublimation. Sublimation occurs when adding heat energy to solid and it changes directly to gas without becoming a liquid. Examples are dry ice, which is a solid carbon dioxide. It sublimates at room temperature. Mothballs and freeze drying. Gas to solid is deposition. Deposition happens when removing heat energy from water vapor, causing it to become a solid rather than a liquid. One example of deposition is on the top of high mountains where the temperature is very low. In these conditions, water vapor forms snow without becoming liquid first. A gas change into plasma is ionization. Ionization may be observed in this captured image. Ionization energy is the energy required to remove an electron from a gaseous atom or ion. Plasma turned into gas is recombination. Recombination is the combining of charges or transfer of electrons in a gas that results in the neutralization of ions. This phase is also called deionization. An example of this is when you turn off the power to a neon light, which allows the ionized particles to return to the gas phase. That's it for today. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.